Hello students, good morning. Welcome to today's thermal engineering class. Till we have studied the chapters second and third, and chapter first that I had already declared in the starting of our this thermal engineering classes, that source of energy, that will be your assignment. So in this way we have covered three chapters: sources of energy, ideal gases, fundamentals of thermodynamics. Number of basics concepts we have learnt in these three chapters. We have seen Charles law, Boyle's law, and characteristics gas constant, universal gas equation, universal gas constant, and different flow and non-flow processes, and various fundamentals concepts of thermodynamics. We had studied zeroth law of thermodynamics, first law of thermodynamics, second law of thermodynamics, and in this way we have covered these three chapters. Now we will enter in our new chapters, that is the steam and steam boilers. The word steam is very simple, but this steam is having number of applications in thermodynamics, and there is a very vast study in steam, because steam is very useful as a working substance in various thermodynamics devices like steam turbine, steam nozzle, steam condenser, etc. So let us cover some fundamentals of steam before moving forward. What is the steam? Basically, steam is vapor of water. It is not visible when pure and dry. And it is used as working substance in the operation of steam engine, steam turbine, steam nozzle, etc. Very important fact about steam is that when steam is pure and dry, it obeys the laws of perfect gases like Boyle's law, Charles law, etc. And when steam is dry at 100 degrees Celsius and 1 atmosphere, if we further heat that steam, then at that stage the steam is called as superheated steam. So this is the introduction with steam, and now we will see that we will try to understand that formation of steam at constant pressure from water. From what stages water passes when it converts from water to steam. I have drawn here 5 figures A, B, named as A, B, C, D, E, and in figure number A I have shown that water. In figure number B I have shown water but little bit increased volume of this system, and in figure number C I have shown water and wet steam both, and figure number D I have shown dry steam, and figure number E I had shown superheated steam. So let us try to understand the formation of steam from water. Let us take 1 kg of water at 0 degree Celsius contained in a piston cylinder arrangement as shown in the figure. This is a piston cylinder arrangement. The piston and weight W on it maintained constant pressure on it. This maintained constant pressure in this system of water. If we heat the water in cylinder, it will convert into steam. Let us discuss the process of converting water into steam. First, we have taken water in cylinder piston at 0 degree Celsius, and I have told already 1 kg of water is there, and at 0 degree Celsius we have taken it. In figure it is shown. Now the volume of water will increase with increase in temperature as shown in figure B. Now we have started heating this water which we have taken at 0 degree Celsius. When we will start heating this water, that volume of water will increase. So the specific volume of this water will increase. That is shown in the figure B. Little bit more volume, but in water stage it is. On further heating, temperature reaches to boiling point 100 degrees Celsius at 1 atmospheric pressure. At this stage, the temperature remains constant and water starts evaporates and pushing the piston against weight of piston and the weight we have put on the piston. At 100 degrees Celsius, as shown in figure C, the water and vapor both exist, and the specific volume of the water vapor system is increased. The water particles exist in the steam, and thus steam is called wet steam, as shown in the figure C. Refer the figure C. In figure A, the water is at 0 degrees Celsius and we started heating it. Complete water reaches at 100 degrees Celsius as shown in figure B. The specific volume of water is increased, and on further heating, still at 100 degrees Celsius, water is there and steam is there, and steam is in the form of wet steam as shown in the figure C. And as we apply heat, the process will continue till whole water becomes wet steam. The water is converting into steam, wet steam, and this process will continue till the complete water converts into wet steam. On further heating, in wet steam, the suspended water particles in wet steam converts into steam. Mean to say that on further heating in wet steam, the suspended water particles in the wet steam converts into steam. At 100 degrees Celsius, complete water is converted into steam, and now on further heating, that wet steam will convert into dry steam. And in figure D shown that the entire steam is now turned into dry steam, which is also called saturated steam. At 100 degrees Celsius, water is called saturated, sorry, at 100 degrees Celsius, the dry saturated steam, the dry steam is called as saturated steam, and this dry steam behaves like a perfect gas. As shown in the figure D, it is a dry steam. Now, if we further heat that dry saturated steam, then at this stage, on further heating, now its temperature will increase and it is called as superheated steam. So this is the steps of formation of from water to steam. We have seen step by step. This is a simple for understanding of process. This is a simple understanding of process from conversion of water to steam, that from which stages water pass when converts into steam. What are the different stages? First water at 0 degrees Celsius, then at 100 degrees Celsius. On further heating from 0 degrees Celsius, the water will rise up to 100 degrees Celsius and its specific volume will increase itself in water stage. Now at 100 degrees Celsius, now water will convert slowly into steam. First we will get the wet steam with water. Now slowly complete water will convert into wet steam. Now wet steam converts into dry steam, and now on further heating, dry steam will convert into superheated steam. In this way, we have tried to understand the process of formation of steam. Now we will see the temperature versus total heat graph during steam formation, and also we will see the effect of pressure on steam formation. This is the graph of heat and temperature relation, showing relation of heat and temperature during steam formation, and x-axis is indicating heat and y-axis is indicating temperature. So let us try to understand that what is the relation between temperature and heat during steam formation. At point A, we have taken water at 0 degrees Celsius and pressure P atmosphere, and we started it heating. As we will supply the heat, we will get a linear relation in temperature and heat. The heat and temperature graph will be linear. So first, when we will supply heat, the water will absorb the heat and also temperature will increase with heat supply. At point B, it is a boiling point of water called saturation point. The boiling point is also called saturation point, and the heat absorbed from this 0 degrees Celsius of water to the boiling point, which is called as sensible heat. It is indicated in x-axis by AO. For this particular pressure P, this is the one particular pressure. For different pressure, the value of sensible heat and this latent heat and superheat will be different. So then first we see for pressure P that how the heat will absorb by the water during formation of steam. So first at 0 degrees Celsius we have taken water, and at 0 degrees Celsius we started to supply heat, and With the absorption of heat water, the temperature of water will also increase, and slowly water gets heat and reaches up to point B. This point B is called saturation point. At this point water will start boiling. The heat absorbed by water from 0 degrees Celsius to this saturation point is called sensible heat. Now at this saturation point, further if we will supply the heat, it is observed that there is no change in temperature. Here we will get straight line parallel with the heat axis. So there is no change in the temperature. The heat will be absorbed continuously by the water, and this water will convert into steam. This is the phase change. The phase of water is changing from B. This is the at if P is the 1 atmospheric pressure, then this is A is the 0 degree Celsius is the freezing point, and from freezing point to boiling point, this is also state change point, and this is also state change point. This saturation point is the phase change point. At B point, water will start boiling, and it will start to convert into vapor. And during this state change, the system will continuously absorb heat, but the temperature will not change, because from B to C, water is converting from saturation point. Water is converting from saturation point continuously to the vapor. This is a saturation point when water reaches at boiling point, and at this saturation temperature it will convert continuously into vapor. And because this heat absorbed will not increase the temperature of this system, so this heat is called as latent heat. Latent means hidden heat, because we are supplying heat but temperature is not changing. Continuously heat is absorbing from 100 degrees Celsius, suppose it is 100 degrees Celsius water to the 100 degrees Celsius of steam. Here we will get the water at 100 degrees Celsius, and between this point and B and C, we will get at 100 degrees Celsius wet steam and water. This is the stage of wet steam and water. And at C, the complete steam will convert into dry steam. It is called dry saturated steam. At point C, we will get dry saturated steam. On further heating, again the temperature of the dry saturated steam will increase, and then on increasing the temperature of dry saturated steam, it will called as superheated steam. So we have seen that if we at a particular pressure P, if we give heat water from 0 degree Celsius, first the temperature of water and heat absorption both takes place. Temperature is also increasing and heat is also getting absorbed. And at B, the boiling of water will start, and at this point the temperature rise will stop, and now the water will start to convert into steam, and only heat will be absorbed by the water to convert into steam. There is no change of temperature till the complete water will convert into steam. So this heat which converts 0 degree Celsius water to at boiling temperature of water, this heat is called sensible. It's sensible heat because it can be observed by increasing temperature. Temperature will increase, we will know that heat is gained by the water. But at this stage, there will be no change of temperature. So this heat is called as latent heat because there is no change of temperature during this absorption of this heat from point B to C. Now again from C, when we will get complete dry steam at saturated point, at boiling point, then again on heating that dry saturated steam, now again temperature will start to rise, and now this increased temperature of this steam is called as superheated steam. So this is the relation of temperature and heat during steam formation. And let us see the effect of pressure on these values of this boiling point and sensible heat, latent heat, and all these things. If we will increase the pressure, of the system, then the boiling point of the water will increase. Suppose we increase pressure from P to P1. Now the boiling point of the water will increase, saturation point will increase, and the latent heat will decrease. As we are seeing in graph, these all points are representing different pressure, heating of water at different pressure. And as we increase the pressure, at one stage will come at pressure P, where we will not get any latent heat. Directly, first we will get from water to saturation point of water on heating, and at this point the water will convert directly into steam. There is no latent heat at this point. So as we increase the pressure of the water, the boiling point will also increase. At this pressure, this is the boiling temperature, and at this pressure, the pressure is increasing. At this pressure, P2 pressure, this is the boiling temperature, and at one stage, the maximum value of pressure will come, that is called as critical pressure. At critical pressure, we will not get any latent heat. Here at this critical pressure, this is the maximum value of the boiling temperature of the water. And at critical pressure, 201.2 bar, and at critical pressure, the boiling temperature, the saturation temperature will be 374.15 degrees Celsius. So this is this graph shows the boiling temperature of the water at different pressures. We have shown only this pressure P, P1, P2, and this critical pressure PC. So by joining all these points, we have drawn a curve, and this curve shows the boiling temperature of the water at different pressures. And these are the points at this boiling at this pressure. The complete conversion of the water end at point L, and at this pressure the complete conversion of steam into dry saturated steam convert end at point F, and these point where the complete saturated steam we are getting at different pressure, this point, by joining these points and by joining these points, saturation point, this complete curve, here the half part of the curve, it is called as liquid line, because at this, after this point, this side we are getting steam and water both, and this half part of the steam, this line is called as steam line, because after this line in this region we are getting superheated steam only, and between this curve we are getting only steam and water both, and in this region we are getting only water. So this is the effect of pressure on the steam formation. So what we have seen, that as the pressure will increase, here P1 pressure, this is the boiling temperature, and this is the latent heat, this is the sensible heat, and this is the superheat. This is the superheat. Two things important: sensible heat and latent heat. So at pressure P1 that we have increased, at pressure P1 we will get this much is the sensible heat. If we draw a perpendicular from E to this heat axis, and this much will be sensible heat, and from here to here this will be latent heat. So latent heat will decrease as pressure will increase. As pressure will increase, the boiling temperature will increase, the sensible heat will increase, and the latent heat will decrease. So this is the effect of the pressure on the steam formation. In next class we will see different points related with steam, and like dry saturated steam, dry steam, and superheated steam, and dryness fraction. Different points we will study related with steam, that we will see in next class. Thank you.